Welcome to Snail Trail 4x4. Today we're going to be discussing off-road radio communications. And to do that, I'm going to introduce you to my friend Tyler. Welcome to Snail Trail 4x4. I'm Jimmy Jett, and today we're talking about different ways of communicating while doing off-roading. And Tyler here is from My Off-Road Radio. What is the gist of My Off-Road Radio?
Essentially what we like to do at My Off-Road Radio is we like to bring off-roaders and radio communications back together. So CBs are great, but you just don't get the range and reliability of CBs when you get into a sticky situation off-roading, which is what off-roading is all about, right?
Right.
So we try and bring ham radio, VHF, UHF radio, all that kind of stuff to off-roaders, make it easy for off-roaders to get into those options.
Yes.
For more safe and reliable communications on the trail.
Perfect.
Cool.
Yeah. So today we're going to be discussing what the options are available to you as an off-roader and how you can get those options, achieve them, and get the certifications that are required for them. And to do that, let's start off with the 2 minutes. Boom. Really the first signal or for communication for off-road radio is hand signals and communications telling people to stop or which way to turn. If you want to use your voice, then you move into radios.
And you get into the radios. And we're all familiar with CB, so we'll skip over that one. The other ones that we want to kind of go over in the last minute, 40 seconds we got is family radio, VHF, UHF, and ham radio. So your family radio is like those walkie-talkies you can find at Walmart, any big box stores. Just go pick them up. They're open use. Anybody can use them. A lot of parents like to use them to keep track of the kids at the beach or the ski resorts kind of thing. Yep. So family radio is good. It's about the same range as CBs though. They're limited to how much power they can use. So very short range communications. Right. Next one up is your VHF communication radios, and those run on MURS, which is multiple use radio service. And those you can get a little bit more longer range communication, usually 2 to 3 times as much as a CB or family radio can get. Your next one is your UHF, and that one you get about the same range as VHF, but because of different wavelength, it works better in flatland areas, a line of sight. So desert, UHF, mountains and hills, VHF. And then your last one is ham radio, and that's the one that I love, because if you get stuck off-roading, no matter where you are, if you can have a general class ham radio license, you can literally get in contact with people around the world, so you're always going to be able to find help wherever you're at, no matter what you're doing, no matter what situation you find yourself in. And all these here are different kinds of radios that'll work on UHF, VHF, and ham with different antenna options and everything, but in order to use ham, you need to be licensed and know what you're doing to use it, because you can talk worldwide. So,
right. I think that pretty much hit that 2 minute mark.
Did we get the 2 minutes?
I think we did. Yeah, and what's interesting I think about is the people that could accidentally speak to somebody else in like another country or just whatever by typing in another code and hitting an impeder and jumping across somewhere random. So, you definitely need to know what you're doing, and to get a good understanding of what you're doing, you could visit My Off-Road Radio. And so, Tyler, tell us more of what My Off-Road Radio does and what services you provide.
So we have a lot of different stuff going on at the website, myoffroadradio.com. The first biggest thing that kind of got us started was creating a class online so you can take at your own pace at your house. You don't have to go anywhere for it. For ham radios, and it's designed for off-roaders. A lot of times when you get into ham radio classes, they're designed for the ham radio hobbyist, the electrical engineer, maybe wants to build antennas and stuff. We don't get into any of that. We keep it nice and simple. There's a lot of anecdotal stories of my off-roading fiascos, you could say, fun times off-roading, and when ham radio has come in to help or where it could have come in to help kind of thing. So. Lots of different stories, very relatable to off-roaders, and you get to do it all at your own pace, on your own schedule, from your own home. So that's the first thing we have. Second thing we have is a lot of blogs, information about ham radios and ways to use ham radio while off-roading for the safety communications stuff, emergency communications, or just letting loved ones know if you're out snow wheeling, it's 9 p.m., you're not home yet, that you're okay. You're still making
Right.
progress. You're just not going to be home by that dinner time. So ham radio, for instance, is 1,500 watts of power
Wow.
that you can legally use. That's why you can reach anybody in the world.
Yeah.
CB is capped at 4 watts.
Okay, that's a huge difference.
So huge
Wow.
difference. So that 4 watts, not going to get you very far. And if your buddy doesn't tune his antenna properly as well, you're not going to be able to hear him, no matter how well yours is tuned. So a lot of issues with CB comes with the antennas. And that's when you get into something like this, the VHF, UHF radios, some of the ham radios and the repeater frequencies, the antenna issues disappear because you don't need to have these such precisely measured antennas.
Right.
And you get a lot more power too. So,
Gotcha.
like
definitely.
all these radios here run more power than your CB in your car. This one here actually runs twice the amount of power, is water resistant and shock resistant.
Right.
And it's only about $50. This
Yeah.
one here. These two here were only like $25. This one's about $35 because it has the bigger battery on it.
Right.
And then this one is one of Yaesu's older models of their entry-level radios, and these ones usually start around $150 to $200.
And is
But
that one more power?
no, it's not. It's just it's a little bit more of a solid radio. The speakers in it put out a little more crisp and clear of a sound.
Okay.
But when you come down to it on these guys, if you're just looking for trail communications, you're not trying to get as much distance as possible.
Right.
Then these are going to be perfect for anything off-roaders need. So,
Excellent.
and if you drop them on a rock or drop them in the snow or in a puddle or something,
Yeah.
it's just $25. You get another one. So,
Nice and cheap.
yeah.
Sometimes there's even bargain deals on them. I've seen them online. They're crazy cheap and
Yep.
and great for communication, but you need that license, and that's where Tyler comes in. So Tyler, tell the viewers again where they can find you.
So you can find us online at our website, myoffroadradio.com, all spelled just the way it sounds. You can also find us on Instagram at myoffroadradio and facebook.com/myoffroadradio. And we're all working and putting stuff out for you guys and trying to make sure that everybody gets as much information that's usable and good and correct information, so that you guys can decide if you want to get your ham license. Highly recommend it, especially if you're off-roading. If you're out in the outdoors trying to get away from society, make sure you have some kind of communications for if something goes wrong.
All right, everybody. Well, thanks for watching this episode of Snail Trail 4x4. Make a comment down below. Tyler and I will be watching the comments. And if you have any questions on ham radio or how to get your license or what license you should be going for, because I know there's different stages of ham radio licenses.
Yep.
So just ask the questions below and we'll take a peek at them and answer those as best as possible. And don't forget, keep crawling.